Good evening and welcome. I'm Michael Proctor. I'm a lecturer in the Department of Linguistics. And I'd just like to spend a few minutes telling you about the Bachelor of Speech, Hearing and Language Sciences. It's a bit of a mouthful because it does involve a wide range of areas. It's a very exciting place to work because there is so much going on. We have people working at the cutting edge of research, people working in clinical areas, and a wide range of different opportunities. So I'd just like to give you an idea of the kinds of things you might be studying and the kind of career directions that could take you in if you were to enroll in this. It's the largest bachelor program for people involved in speech, language, hearing, related areas that leads into further study or directly into career options. So this is about finding your future if you have an interest in any of these kinds of areas: clinical, professional and research opportunities. The Bachelor of Speech, Hearing and Language Sciences is designed to provide students with the range of skills and knowledge that you'd need to go in any of these directions. Some people, as I was already chatting to earlier, know exactly what they want to do. I want to be an audiologist. How do I become an audiologist? This would be the main pathway for people interested in pursuing audiology or speech pathology or a clinically related career. Other people have an inkling that they might be interested in speech or language or research in one of these areas. And this also is the major pathway for people who don't know exactly what they want to do, but want to get a flavour for what a career and what study options might involve in these areas. So to give you an idea, audiologists, speech pathologists, speech scientists, clinical psychologists, cognitive scientists, if you're interested in teaching English to learners, speakers of other languages, learners of English as a second or other language, speech technologists. All of these are directions that people have pursued career and research options in after coming through this bachelor. So the main purpose of the degree is to prepare students for further study, for the simple reason that the bulk of our students will go on to become audiologists or speech pathologists, speech and hearing pathologists. So that's where the bulk of our students go on to, and so we're preparing them for further study in a master's program that will be clinically accredited. Other students might decide they get the urge to pursue further research, and so this is also an ideal degree to prepare people to go on to masters and PhDs in areas that they've found interesting as they've pursued these studies. Other people will go into other generally linguistically oriented areas, interpreting and translation, or teaching related areas such as TESOL. Again, there are direct pathways if you begin in this bachelor's program into further areas that will give you the accreditation and the preparation you need to pursue these careers. So let's have a look at some of these clinical careers. As I say, this is the major pathway where most of our students who enroll in this bachelor's program will go on. To qualify as a clinician, you must undertake further study. And this is the way we've designed this program, so that there's a natural pathway straight from the bachelor's program. If you achieve a sufficient level of grades and performance, there's a natural pathway straight into either the Master of Clinical Audiology and the Master of Speech and Language Pathology. So if that's your interest, you'll be able to speak to Dr. Liz Harrison and other representatives of these two programs, which I know that some people are definitely interested in going straight onto. Other people will really get the taste for research. I research speech production. This is some data that we're working with colleagues at the University of Southern California. We're using MRI video of the vocal tract to look at how people produce different sounds. We have some undergraduate and graduate students working with this kind of data at the moment. There's still so much we don't know about how we speak. It's a miracle that we're able to do this with our tongue without even thinking about it. And so Macquarie researchers in this program are involved at some real cutting edge levels in this kind of research direction. People who might want to go on to study these sorts of things would typically take a Master of Research, which would lead to a PhD. And there's a very big cohort of PhD students who have their offices in the hearing hub above us, who are pursuing areas in psycholinguistics, making use of world-class research facilities, including an MEG. It's the only one of its kind that allows us to place children with cochlear implants into a brain imaging facility to look at exactly how they're perceiving speech and processing language. It's a very exciting place with unique facilities to pursue these kinds of research opportunities. Other people might decide they'd take their interest in language and use that to become teachers of English as a second or other language. This is a boom area, and increasingly as English becomes more global, as Australia becomes more diverse, people might be interested in going on to postgraduate TESOL study. There's options ranging from 6 months to 18 months further study at the end of the bachelor program that would give you the accreditation you need to work as a TESOL professional either in Australia or overseas. And this is a very important area. Many of our students are taking this direction as well. All of these areas, I might add, there's very good career opportunities. If you have the Macquarie certifications in these areas, job placement is very promising. We have very good levels of placing people in all of these careers. And fundamentally, the Bachelor of Speech, Hearing and Language Science is a linguistics degree. So students who decide after they've finished the bachelor's not to go on to any of this further study have lots of opportunities as well. You're very well equipped for many careers, and you have an edge over people who might have just an arts degree, which is less focused in many ways than the BSHLSC equips you. So to give you an example, people have gone on to editing, journalism, speech technology, marketing and telecommunications. One of the keys of the courses that we offer is that it's multidisciplinary. So you'll be sampling a wide variety of different subjects from psychology, linguistics, biology. The units you'd be taking, that's the term we use for the subjects you'd be taking, include phonetics, child language development, psychology, speech acoustics, psychoacoustics. These are all key parts of the course designed to give you as much exposure as possible to the important fundamental areas of linguistics to equip you for your future direction. And the beauty of this program is its flexibility. You have a core set of units that you must take, but at the same time you flesh out your degree with other areas of study that address your own interests. And that's 30% of the degree is actually consist of these electives that you can take from other areas. So you might be interested in astronomy. There's an observatory on the other end of campus. Ancient history, electronics, maths, dance. All of these are possibilities for electives that you'd take to accompany the core linguistically oriented units that you would take. You might learn a new language. There's a wide range of languages that you could take if you want to build on a language you've been taking for the HSC, or take something completely new from scratch. So, we believe Macquarie offers you certain advantages in terms of flexibility. The clinical careers, so if you do go into a clinical career, the advantage of this pathway is that 5 years of study will give you the bachelor's plus the master's and the clinical accreditation. You have the scope to choose between speech, audiology or another direction, the scope to move into research or technology. It's a small program. The students are best friends by the end of the first semester, and there's a really nice feel for the program as a result of that supportive environment. You've seen some of our excellent on-campus clinics and labs and facilities. Some of these really are unique in Australia. And world-class researchers as lecturers. Many of the people who will be lecturing you are working at the pointy end of science and then working with highly published, highly established researchers all over the world. It's a beautiful campus. It's a wonderful place to be, and you're in state-of-the-art facilities. Here's another flowchart to give you an idea of the sorts of directions this degree might take you. So it's a 3-year program that could then lead into one of the clinically accredited master's programs, into a graduate certificate of TESOL, or into higher degrees with a research focus. Or if you take the 3 years bachelor's degree, you're very well equipped to enter the workplace with whatever your professional interests, wherever that might take you. To give you an idea, previous students have been involved in designing speech tests for children with cochlear implants, working on improving the speech capabilities of people with speech disorders, development of synthesized voices in computer applications. They've taught English in Vietnam, South America, all over the world, and in Australia. Other people go into translating and interpretation for TV, radio, and media. Or other people have gone on to marketing, law, engineering, events management. There's quite an impressive diaspora of students who have come through this program. So we think of it as a way of kick-starting your career. You could be the first person to find a cure for dyslexia. You could get into automatic speech recognition. You could discover early detection tests for different types of speech disorders. And we really hope that that's given you some inspiration of the kinds of things you might do if you choose to take this bachelor's program to kickstart your career. I'll hand you back to Dean Greeley now to give you some more idea about wrapping up.